content within this videos is intended for mature audiences only. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.
As requested, the story of Super Young. So far, from Sergio Quan, I've done the story of China Mac, the story of Indie Now, and now here we go, Stupid Young.
Stupid Young has been making noise in the music industry for a while now, and I'm sure most of you guys watching.
Shout out to my boy Andrew Arden. He commented on my video about the story of Now. He said you should do a similar thing for Stupid Young. His upbringing is quite interesting too.
Familiar with $sign Young already, but before Young blessed us with his I Don't Like cover all the way back in 2012, he was already deep into street life. And I wanted to make a video covering his rise to stardom because it is quite the eventful one, to say the very least. From the east side of Long Beach to a house in Calabasas, Young has cemented himself in the industry and has been shining a light on all the Asians that really come from the streets. And now, you can't bring up Long Beach without bringing up Stupid Young. If there's another artist you want me to cover, leave it in the comment sections. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want to help me out with my future videos. But without further ado, let's get into it. Young was born in Long Beach, California, and was raised by his mother and father. Young's parents were amongst a group of Cambodians that were escaping Cambodia due to the genocide.
So he's Cambodian, all right.
By Pol Pot. A little fun fact, Young is actually half Cambodian and half Vietnamese. During his early years as a youngin', he would bounce back and forth between his mother and father. But Young grew a liking to his dad more because his dad let him do whatever he wanted. Young found interest in the rap game early. Growing up, watching shows on MTV, and finding inspiration from artists like 50 Cent and Nipsey Hussle. The Southeast Asians are a different breed for sure, because unlike other Asians that are here in the United States, the Southeast Asians come from a war background, escaping their home countries to come to the United States as refugees. For this reason, many families settled in the ghetto neighborhoods where a lot of families were affected by the poverty and violence from the other gang members. I have a deep respect for these people because they were really in the trenches, dealing with all of the bullshit that comes with living in the hood. The poverty rate in Cambodia town is about 2 times the national average. So, can we really be surprised that there is such a concentrated level of gang activity in these communities? No. When poverty is this much of a problem, the gang mentality can seem like the only way out. The Cambodians are people that escaped literal killing fields back in their homeland. And if you're dealing with people that have war PTSD and dealt with those things back in their home countries, those types of people aren't really going to respond well to other people trying to step all over them, other gang members taking advantage of them, whatever the case is. Young found himself enveloped in the street life early, literally raised around gangs his whole life, and on top of that, his father is one of the OGs from the hood. Despite all of this, Young still decided that he wanted to get his official and got put on the set just like anybody else. So long story short, Stupid Young is as official as they get. And this is definitely one of the reasons for his huge success, because in rap, authenticity in your lyrics hold a lot of weight. And this is arguably one of the most important things when it comes to the rap culture. You can call Young a product of his environment. Growing up on the east side of Long Beach, Young caught his first gun charge as a juvenile and got sent to Camp Challenger in Lancaster. Young found himself in a rap program while he was in camp, and this rap program was called Flow. This program actually got him 3 months knocked off his sentence. I remember going to Flow when I was in Challenger, and Young was all over the little flyers they had. It was a trip. After being released from camp, Young was making his appearance in the battle rap scene early on in his career. Check out some of his range ciphers. If you guys haven't seen those battles yet, I highly suggest you guys go do so. He would later begin dropping tracks and started creating a buzz for himself, and even landing a PBS documentary where they covered him and his life in the hood, and they also covered the various struggles of Southeast Asians and the things that they faced growing up in neighborhoods like Long Beach. At this point, you can say Stupid Young had 1 foot in the rap game and 1 foot in the street life. And if there's anything we learn from the rap industry, that never really works out for anybody in the long run. And we're talking about rappers that are really still doing street shit. Sooner or later, they always either get popped, and if it's not by the ops, it's gonna be by the feds. Young was creating a buzz for himself in the rap game after his release from camp, but he ended up catching a burglary case, which got him sent to the California Department of Corrections for a total of 3 years, with 85% of that time to be served, but ended up getting released within a year and a couple of months anyway in April of 2016. After being released, Young started to take his music very seriously, releasing tracks like Struggle and others tracks like Ride featuring MB Nell, which might I add is a partnership that has been very prosperous for the both of them. So smash that like button if you guys want to see a MB Nell video. On November 3rd, 2017, Young dropped his hit single Mando featuring Mozzie, and this song literally blew the fuck up, garnering millions upon millions of views on YouTube, radio plays, and even internet memes. You know something is fucking huge when it's being incorporated into the meme culture. After releasing this track, Young found new traction, landing interviews on Power 106, and even linking up with No Jumper to do a hood tour around Long Beach, which also blew up and is now sitting at 13 million views, being one of No Jumper's most viewed videos to date. All of this success did not come without hardship for our boy Young. During his rise to stardom, Young has had to deal with some real losses. On January 25th, 2016, one of Young's close friends who went by the name Do Dirt was on the 1300 block of Wesley Drive. Dirt was in the middle of an exchange when the buyers didn't want to pay the full price, which led to guns being drawn and Dirt losing his life at the age of 21. And just over a year later, Young found himself dealing with another loss when another close friend of Young who went by the name Popoff also ended up losing his life on the same exact block as Dirt. According to witnesses, it is believed multiple people got into a physical altercation, which led to Popoff being shot and later being pronounced dead at the hospital. Coming from Young's background, we can all only imagine what he would want to do in this situation. But all I gotta say is whoever is around Young, whether it be his friends or management, they are doing a good job, because as a whole, ever since Young fully committed to this rap shit, they have been moving right. Young is very aware of his position as a rapper. You already have to be very cautious of your surroundings and unknown individuals that might have a bad agenda against you. But throw gang politics and enemies into that mix, oh boy, you already know Young has some enemies out here on a different level now, and I'm sure Young and his team are very aware of this and move accordingly. Stupid Young's career is a story that is still being told, but when it comes to the rap industry in general, Young definitely does not get the recognition he deserves.
He doesn't.
He is often left out of conversation when the topic of West Coast rappers is brought up, but you know what? They can only ignore him for so long. Despite all of this, Young continues to do numbers under his own label A-Officials and has dropped some heat, and also puts his homies on, which is always awesome to see. Personally, my favorite tracks for Stupid Young are Fresh Off the Block and Lights Out. Those two tracks just hit me in a different way, and if you guys aren't familiar with those tracks, I highly suggest you guys go check it out.
Who knows, I might have to react to him.
There's really cool about Stupid Young's career, because if you just look back at his older videos and his first songs, as his videos progress and in between his videos, you can see the progress he makes and how he improves on his craft. And it's really cool. It's like looking at a bigger YouTuber's channel and watching their first video and seeing an artist hone their craft and just polish it up more and more. We see a lot of artists that burst on the scene and they only stick to what really worked for them in the beginning, and they never really evolve as artists, and their career either stagnates or they just fall off. And it's really good to see when the artist adapts, evolves, and grows with his sound. I had a great time making this video, so if you guys want to see other artists, let me know in the comment section.